So Joseph Adorno won his 11th fight. He is now 11-0 with 10 knockouts. He won in Puerto Rico this Saturday. His win came against Luis Gerardo Avila, who was 8-13-3. The venue was at the Sheraton Puerto Rico Hotel and Casino in San Juan, Puerto Rico. This is fight week for Carlos Mexicanito Licona versus Mark Anthony Barriga. This is an IBF title fight at 105, which is strawweight. Licona is 13-0 with 2 knockouts. Barriga is 9-0 with 1 knockout. Uh, December 1st is the date of the fight, 2018 at the Staples Center on the Wilder Fury pay-per-view event. This event is promoted by TGB, Tom Brown, DeBella Entertainment, Lou DeBella, and Frank Warren. I made a mistake earlier. I announced on a previous video, I said this might be Licona's first fight with RGBA, but I was on Instagram and I saw Chepe post a video. Chepe post a picture of when he won the title 2 fights ago in Puerto Rico. So I stand corrected. This might be his third, possibly even his fourth fight with RGBA. All his fights from this year might have been with RGBA. He fought once in January, then he won the title. I think it was the WBO, and then he fought an 8-round fight, and now this is his fourth fight of the year. So I stand corrected. Also on the same card at the Staples Center on December 1st on the Wilder Fury card, Jesse Bam Rodriguez will be fighting his 8th fight. So he's 7-0 with 4 knockouts. His opponent is Axel Vega, who is 10-2-1, and this is Bam's second 8-round fight. His previous fight, September 30th, was in Ontario at the Citizens Bank Arena, where he went 8 rounds for his first 8-round fight. Then the week after that, we have Hector Tanajara, who's 15-0 with 5 knockouts, versus Robert Manzanares, who's 36-2-0. Also on the card, but with no opponent named as of yet, Jonathan Thunder Navarro, who is 15-0 with 8 knockouts. I think the headliner is a non-RGBA fighter, which is Carlos Morales, who had a fight very recently with Ryan Garcia. This all goes down at the Fantasy Springs Casino in Indio on December 8th, promoted by Golden Boy Promotions. The significance, Hector's jumping up to his first 10-round fight. Now on ES News, there's been hints of RGBA fighters being on a card on December 14th, and very recently they announced Zurdo Ramirez's date versus Jesse Hart. This will be their second time fighting at the American Bank Center in Corpus Christi. So there have been hints of other top-ranked RGBA fighters. For example, Josue Vargas has been seen in the gym very recently. So has Brian Lua. There's countless top-ranked fighters inside RGBA Riverside. So hopefully some of them can land on this card in Corpus Christi. Then on December 15th, Virgil Ortiz is fighting. They don't have a opponent for him, but he has been on the bill from the very beginning. And DAZN put out a nice commercial with all the fighters, and Virgil Ortiz is definitely included. The main event clearly is Canelo Alvarez versus Rocky Fielding for Rocky Fielding's title at 168. The location is the Madison Square Garden in New York, promoted by Golden Boy Promotions. The network is DAZN. In January 26th of 2019, a huge fight announcement for Josecito Lopez versus Keith One-Time Thurman. The location is in New York. I believe it's at the Barclays. This is Keith's return after, I don't know, 2 years out of the ring. Very big announcement. Very big opportunity for Josecito Lopez from RGBA. And then a huge announcement for Mikey Garcia versus Errol Spence on a pay-per-view event at AT&T Stadium, where the Cowboys play in Arlington, Texas, March 16th, 2019. Hopefully, we can use all the marketing tools that they can for the Super Bowl to get this fight out in the media. And then Robert has always had talks of Pork Chop coming back at sometime in December, so there's a chance he might land on the top ranked card in Corpus Christi, but there might be another card that has not been announced yet. And then there's been talks of Misael El Chino Rodriguez returning at a weight of 154, possibly even 147. He's been away most of the year at a TV show in Mexico called Exalton, and it seems that it's worked very well for his followers, doubling his followers on Instagram, but then also giving him the possibility to drop a lot of weight too. He fights at 160. All his fights have been at 160, so there's a possibility he might get down as far down as 147, which is great news for him too. Talks of Lindolfo Delgado fighting on January 13, 2019. No details, but that fight date was released on ES News. And then January 26th, Joshua El Profesor Franco, who's 14-1-1, announced versus Lucas Fernandez. This will be their second time fighting. That's the only blemish on Franco's record as a loss. There's a possibility that the fight might be in Texas, and this is a NABF title fight. There's talks of Abner Mares versus Jonty Tank Davis in February. Nothing in concrete. This is a possibility as well. And then also now that Robert has the date set in with Mikey in March, then they're starting to have talks about when Jose Carlos Ramirez fight will be in the first quarter of 2019. Thank you for watching, and more videos coming soon. Thanks.